Scene 1, Introduction. In this video, we will cover reporting risk of falls in accordance with legal and ethical considerations. When reporting risk of falls, aged care workers often share personal and sensitive information with supervisors or health professionals. This means reporting must not only follow organizational policies and procedures, but also comply with legal and ethical responsibilities. Scene 2, Legal versus ethical considerations. Legal considerations are based on legislation and government requirements. Ethical considerations relate to human values of right and wrong, dignity, and respect. Both must be applied when reporting risk of falls. Scene 3, Duty of care. Duty of care refers to a worker's obligation to perform their role in a way that does not cause harm. In aged care, duty of care is linked to the Charter of Aged Care Rights and requires workers to take reasonable steps to ensure safety and minimize risk. As an aged care worker, your duty of care includes providing appropriate support so older people can live safely and comfortably. Scene 4, Simulation, Duty of care in practice. Care worker notices an increased falls risk.
I've noticed you've been unsteady when standing. I'm going to report this so we can look at ways to reduce the risk of a fall.
Reporting observed risks is part of fulfilling duty of care. Scene 5, Dignity of risk. Dignity of risk means older people have the right to make choices about how they live their lives, even if those choices involve some level of risk. This right is closely linked to human rights and quality of life. As a worker, you must respect the person's choices, support decision-making, clearly explain possible risks, balance safety with independence. Scene 6, Simulation, Dignity of risk. Older person insists on walking without assistance.
I want to walk to the dining room on my own.
I respect your choice. Let's talk about how we can make this safer and what support you might need.
This demonstrates supporting dignity of risk while still managing falls risk. Scene 7, Human rights. Human rights are rights that every person is entitled to. In aged care, laws are designed to protect the rights of older people. Failure to respect these rights may cause physical or psychological harm and result in legal consequences. Key human rights relevant to falls reporting. These include right to health care, access to safe, quality care, freedom from discrimination, including age discrimination, right to information about care and services, right to autonomy in decision-making, right to participate in community and decision-making. Scene 8, Privacy and confidentiality. Privacy is the person's right to control their personal information. Confidentiality is your responsibility to protect that information from unauthorized access. Examples of protected information include personal details, medical records, financial information, records of services, incident and abuse reports. Scene 9, Simulation, Privacy in reporting. Care worker reporting to supervisor privately.
I'd like to discuss a falls risk concern in a private space to maintain confidentiality.
Information must only be shared with authorized people and only for appropriate purposes. Scene 10, Legal framework. Privacy Act, 1988. The Privacy Act, 1988, protects personal information in Australia and includes the Australian Privacy Principles. Disclosure of information is permitted when it is necessary to provide medical care. It is required to keep the person safe. It affects public health or safety. Consent has been given by the person or their representatives. Scene 11, Work health and safety. Work health and safety laws protect workers, older people, families, and visitors. Reporting falls risks helps prevent injuries and creates a safer environment for everyone. Scene 12. Key responsibilities. Summary. To comply with legal and ethical requirements when reporting falls risk, aged care workers must follow organizational policies and procedures, uphold duty of care, respect dignity of risk, protect human rights, maintain privacy and confidentiality, comply with work health and safety requirements. Correct reporting protects the older person, the worker, and the organization. You are now ready to apply these legal and ethical principles when reporting risk of falls in the workplace. Thanks for your watching.